Iraqi Dinar Today latest news. We are interrupting our regularly scheduled programming to deliver a crucial and time-sensitive report that is currently echoing throughout the entire global financial ecosystem. A monumental shift is reportedly underway, the kind of systemic change that has been theorized and anticipated by currency observers for a very long time. The reports streaming in indicate a complete and full-scale reboot of the international banking infrastructure, an action being characterized as far more than mere maintenance. This is the moment the technical foundation is being completely overhauled, signaling a foundational reset. This unfolding story holds profound implications for everyone who has closely followed the financial journey of the Iraqi Dinar and the Vietnamese Dong. The atmosphere in financial circles is one of intense focus, as this vast technical reset is widely understood to be the definitive precursor to the operational changes the holding community has been waiting to see implemented. We are watching a live development, and the consequences of this system refresh are cascading through the market, indicating that the long-awaited adjustments to the digital architecture are finally transitioning from abstract planning into concrete motion. To grasp the full weight of the news breaking today, one must look beyond the standard procedures of a typical banking update and truly understand what a full-scale system reboot entails in this specific context. We are not talking about a routine software patch or the fixing of small bugs within an established framework. Instead, the current activity is being defined as a total restart of the core operating environment that dictates how currency valuations are set and how international exchange protocols function. This comprehensive reboot is actively setting the digital stage for a new operational era. The central goal of this technological refresh is its capacity to integrate and manage the transactions of currencies that have, for historical and political reasons, been artificially undervalued. The narrative now suggests that this massive technical maneuver is the clear go signal, actively transitioning the global financial architecture from a state of sustained preparation to one of active and immediate readiness. For individuals who have monitored this specific currency narrative for years, this reboot represents the tangible, undeniable manifestation of the infrastructure changes that are fundamentally required. The absolute core of this system reboot lies in its direct and necessary correlation to what is widely referred to as the anticipated rate flip. This concept is the central tenet of the investment thesis surrounding the dinar and the dong. A rate flip in this context describes the specific technical mechanism by which a currency is allowed to move from its current, often programmatically suppressed, exchange rate to a new, higher value that more accurately reflects its national economic utility and its true purchasing power on the world stage. Today's crucial information points to the banking reboot as the indispensable technical trigger needed to facilitate this profound switch. Without the updated, robust infrastructure being brought fully online, the institutional capacity to accurately recognize, process, and transact with these currencies at their new, higher valuation simply could not exist. Therefore, the activities we are witnessing today are being hailed as the operational bridge connecting years of theoretical expectation with the immediate technical reality. The question of when is now swiftly being replaced by the logistical reality of how. For the dedicated holders of the Iraqi dinar, this specific development resonates deeply with a long history of both patience and resilience. The dinar has, for a long time, been the subject of intensive global scrutiny and high anticipation, based on the belief that the eventual economic recovery and stabilization of Iraq would, in time, be reflected in the value of its national currency. Today's system reboot is being widely interpreted as the concrete confirmation that the global financial institutions are finally positioned and ready to acknowledge that progress. The possibility for the currency to reflect its genuine market value is transitioning from a topic of speculative discussion into an imminent function of the banking software itself. The prevailing narrative suggests that the actual numbers involved in this revaluation process could potentially exceed some of the more conservative estimates, thereby bringing the dinar into alignment with standard international financial benchmarks. This reboot serves as the irrefutable technical validation that the dinar is moving away from its post-conflict valuation and decisively entering a new phase. The dinar is now preparing to be traded and recognized as a stable, viable, and valuable asset on the global financial stage. Similarly, the Vietnamese Dong is intrinsically tied to this vast and coordinated system overhaul. While often discussed alongside the dinar, the Dong possesses its own formidable economic trajectory that independently supports the case for a significant revaluation. The banking system reboot that is currently in progress is meticulously designed to accommodate the Dong's transition as well. This technical operation will move the Dong from an undervalued position to a rate that more accurately matches Vietnam's rapidly accelerating status as a major global manufacturing and export powerhouse. The separate yet parallel paths of these two distinct currencies are converging during this massive technical reset. Holders of the Dong are being advised to view this specific reboot as confirmation that the entire financial world is preparing to fully integrate these emerging market currencies at a fair and sustainable market value. This system update is a globally coordinated event with profound and specific localized impacts, ensuring that both the Middle Eastern and Southeast Asian assets are brought decisively into the modern, integrated financial fold simultaneously. A critical element of successfully navigating this breaking news is the vital understanding that this is a detailed process, not just a singular, immediate event. While today's reboot serves as the powerful catalyst, the official recognition window opens as the systems are brought back online and the new protocols are systematically distributed across the entire global network. This specific transition period is where the concept of proactive preparedness becomes the most valuable asset any holder can possess. It is absolutely essential to recognize that while the technology is being urgently updated to handle the new exchange rates, the individual responsibility falls squarely on the holder to be fully ready for the necessary administrative procedures that are sure to follow. This is not a passive spectator event where one simply watches the news. It is an active phase where organization and absolute clarity regarding one's personal portfolio are paramount. The fundamental shift in the banking system requires a corresponding and necessary shift in the mindset of the holder, moving definitively from the stage of passive anticipation to one of immediate, active readiness. We must emphasize the overwhelming importance of complete and accurate documentation during this critical window of time. As the banking infrastructure reboots to accept these new valuations, the official verification of assets will become a stringent and necessary operational procedure that cannot be bypassed. Holders must ensure they possess a crystal clear understanding of exactly what denominations and total amounts they currently hold. Furthermore, all proofs of ownership, original purchase receipts, and any other relevant bank records must be meticulously organized and easily accessible. The institutions that will be responsible for processing these exchanges will require rigorous identification and validation of the currency's origin to fully comply with established international anti-money laundering standards. Today's news serves as an undeniable warning that if your personal paperwork is not completely in order, you risk facing significant delays or major complications, even if the banking system is technically ready to process your request immediately. Security and safety must be the absolute priorities right now, as this explosive news begins to permeate the global financial landscape. Any development of this scale inevitably attracts bad actors who look to exploit the excitement and potential confusion of the moment. We strongly urge the entire community to remain exceptionally vigilant against scams, misleading unverified websites, and social media rumors that falsely claim to offer early access or special preferential rates outside of the confirmed official banking channels. The system reboot is an official institutional process. Therefore, legitimate updates will only ever come from verified financial sources and official central bank communications. Protecting your physical holdings means fully insulating yourself from speculation and relying solely on confirmed, verifiable data. Do not allow yourself to be swayed by urgent calls to action that do not originate directly from established, reliable financial authorities. The concept of complete verification is now expected to become the primary focus in the coming days and weeks as a direct result of this system reboot. The updated banking infrastructure is specifically designed to interact only with verified holders, who can confidently prove both their identity and the unquestionable legitimacy of their acquired assets. This verification process is the essential gateway through which all the benefits of the revaluation will ultimately flow. The comprehensive reboot we are witnessing today is expected to immediately trigger the commencement of these verification protocols. Being meticulously organized right now means that when the official verification window opens, you can step forward with confidence and maximum efficiency. Those who have treated this investment with the utmost professional diligence, keeping their records straight and their identification current, will find themselves in the strongest position to seamlessly navigate the new system. Emotional regulation is another critical dimension of today's development that warrants serious and immediate discussion. For many participants in this community, the journey has been measured in years or even decades, characterized by periods of frustrating false starts and extended silence. It is completely understandable to feel an intense surge of excitement, anxiety, or even a degree of disbelief as these reports of the system reboot are definitively confirmed. However, it is absolutely crucial to channel these powerful emotions into constructive, calculated action rather than impulsive decisions. The reboot is a significant technical milestone that validates the entire waiting period, but it requires a calm and level-headed approach to successfully navigate the crucial next steps. Panic or excessive euphoria can quickly lead to costly mistakes, such as falling for complex misinformation or even misplacing critical documents. Staying grounded in reality is now just as important as staying accurately informed. Let us now delve deeper into the fundamental mechanics of the rate flip that was mentioned in the flash alert. This is fundamentally more than just a change in a number displayed on a screen. It is a fundamental reindexing of the currency's intrinsic worth relative to all other established global standards. The system reboot is the sophisticated installation of the digital pipes through which this immense new value will officially flow. When we speak of a currency being artificially undervalued, we are referring to a structured, artificial suppression that does not align with the country's gross domestic product (GDP), its substantial natural resources, or its rapidly expanding economic potential. The rate flip is the necessary, fundamental correction of this long-standing anomaly. Today's intense technical activity is the decisive removal of the underlying software constraints that held that suppression in place, thereby allowing the true market forces and the official revaluation rates to take full effect. It signifies a powerful restoration of economic sovereignty for both Iraq and Vietnam, a complex process that is finally being facilitated by modern, global banking technology. The comprehensive global implications of this event extend far beyond just individual portfolio values. The official recognition and subsequent revaluation of the dinar and the dong send a powerful signal of stabilization for the economies in Iraq and Vietnam, fostering significantly greater confidence in international trade and direct investment. When the banking system undergoes a complete reboot to accept these currencies at a significantly higher recognized rate, it is a clear signal to the world that these nations are definitively open for business on a level, modern playing field. This action dramatically increases the credibility of their financial markets and actively encourages foreign direct investment. For the individual holder, this massive macroeconomic shift serves as the underlying guarantee that their asset possesses real, world utility and demand. The currency is not simply becoming more expensive, it is becoming substantially more usable, fluid, and recognized within the global commerce engine. Timing is an absolutely critical variable that everyone is attempting to solve, but the answer lies within the structured process, not a specific, exact hour on the clock. While the comprehensive bank system reboot is the definitive trigger, the systematic propagation of new rates may not be instantaneous across every single retail bank branch globally. It is an official, sequential rollout procedure. The reboot sets the stage for change, but the official governmental notifications and the lighting up of exchange screens is a managed, sequential process. This is precisely why patience remains a paramount virtue, even in this high-velocity moment of development. Being thoroughly prepared means being fully ready to act decisively when the official notification comes, not necessarily expecting the change to happen the very second the reboot technically begins. Missing a window of opportunity because of a lack of preparation is a measurable risk, but so is acting prematurely based on incomplete or unverified information. We must also address the strategic aspect of this opportunity. This is consistently being described as a potential once-in-a-lifetime financial event, one that carries significant implications for generational wealth and long-term financial stability. Whether a holder possesses a modest amount of currency or a substantial stockpile, the foundational principles of sound management remain universally the same. The potential increase in value could be deeply transformative, impacting everything from retirement planning and debt clearance to future investment strategies. Today's system reboot is the undeniable signal to thoroughly review and finalize those plans. It is the time to urgently consult with professional financial advisors, tax professionals, estate planners, and legal experts who can confidently guide you on how to prudently manage a sudden, substantial change in asset value. Treating this entire event with the seriousness of a major, high-stakes business transaction is the only prudent and responsible path forward. For the newer holders who may be tuning into the Iraqi Dinar Today latest news for the very first time, understanding the core terminology is essential. The RV, or revaluation, is the ultimate goal. The rate flip is the technical mechanism, and the system reboot is the immediate, physical technical implementation. You are witnessing the convergence of these three essential elements today. The core infrastructure is actively being updated so that the dinar and the dong can officially flip to their new recognized rates. If you are fully verified and meticulously prepared, you are perfectly positioned to see the undeniable benefits of this immense change. If you are disorganized or passively uninformed, you risk being left behind in the inevitable administrative backlog. The barrier to entry for this investment was historically low, but the barrier to a successful exit is high and demands absolute diligence and personal responsibility. The collective confidence within the community is currently at an all-time high, and rightfully so. This live system reboot serves as tangible, undeniable proof that the entire process is real, active, and moving forward with institutional backing. It fundamentally dispels the long-standing notion that the revaluation is a persistent myth or subject to perpetual delay. The fact that banking infrastructure is being taken deliberately offline and updated specifically to handle these currencies demonstrates an institutional, worldwide commitment. This action builds significant trust in the legitimacy of the process and reassures holders that their acquired assets are credible and being recognized. The dominant narrative has now irrevocably shifted from "if this will happen" to "now that it is starting," changing the entire conversation from passive speculation to immediate logistics. This profound shift in confidence is palpable and is driving a renewed, urgent focus on getting personal financial affairs in perfect order. We also want to highlight the beneficial role of responsible community engagement during this truly historic moment. While we absolutely advise against blindly following unverified rumors, participating in informed and responsible community discussions can be highly beneficial. Sharing accurate, confirmed information, encouraging your peers to meticulously prepare their documentation, and collectively maintaining a sense of calm helps everyone navigate the inherent complexities of the event. A well-informed community is ultimately a safer community. However, this engagement must always be rigorously tempered with a healthy degree of skepticism toward any unverified sources. We must rely on the collective intelligence of the informed group to quickly identify and flag potential scams while actively supporting one another in the practical, non-emotional steps of preparation and verification. Let's return briefly to the specifics of the verification procedures that are now expected to launch immediately following this system reboot. Official financial institutions will need to authoritatively confirm that the currency you possess is authentic, genuine, and was acquired legally and in compliance with all regulations. This will very likely involve complex serial number checks and cross-referencing against official sales records. The system reboot is actively putting the necessary database in place to efficiently handle this massive influx of data and verification requests. Being organized means having your purchase receipts securely stapled to your currency bundles. It means having your passport or driver's license valid and ready for inspection, and knowing precisely which bank, branch, or institution you intend to utilize for the transaction. The reboot is the starting gun for the race. Verification is the first major hurdle. Clearing it quickly and efficiently will determine how fast you can access the powerful benefits of the revaluation. The sheer potential financial impact for the holders cannot be overstated in scope. Yet, this must be approached with an extreme sense of responsibility. We are discussing a foundational shift that could transform modest savings into significant generational capital. This kind of wealth transfer mandates a sophisticated, comprehensive approach to money management. The system reboot is the undeniable first step in a chain of events that will ultimately lead to liquidating these assets. Therefore, the preparation we consistently speak of is not just about the currency itself, but about the entire structure of your financial life. Are your various bank accounts prepared and authorized to receive substantial, large transfers? Do you have the necessary tax structures and legal frameworks already in place? The reboot is a wake-up call to urgently finalize these complex details immediately. As we continue to monitor this rapidly evolving situation, it is clear that the current bank system reboot is a global, coordinated signal. It represents a massive synchronization of financial centers to officially acknowledge the rising, recognized value of the Iraqi and Vietnamese economies. This is emphatically not an isolated glitch or a minor technical issue. It is a coordinated, systemic update. The immense synchronization required to pull off a rate flip of this magnitude is enormous, involving central banks, commercial banks, and currency exchanges around the world. Today's intense activity indicates that this extensive coordination has definitively reached its final execution phase. The fundamental infrastructure is now being laid down to ensure that when the new rate officially goes live, the global market can absorb and trade the currency smoothly and without internal friction. To emphatically reiterate the necessary safety protocols, protecting your holdings must be your absolute primary job right now. With news this potentially explosive, the market for misinformation and fraud is booming. There will inevitably be individuals claiming to have backdoor access, to the new rates or offering special programs to bypass official verification. These are almost certainly sophisticated traps. The only safe path is the confirmed official path. The system Reboot is specifically designed to standardize the process for everyone equally. There are no safe shortcuts. By strictly adhering to the official institutional channels and patiently waiting for verifiable bank notifications, you ensure that you do not fall victim to theft or fraud at the very moment of potential success. Responsible, informed action is the ultimate, most effective security measure. The crucial psychological aspect of readiness now involves fully accepting that the long wait is potentially over. For decades, the dominant narrative has been one of delay and uncertainty. Today's massive news fundamentally challenges that mindset. It urgently requires a shift from passive hoping to active, decisive planning. The historical anxiety of "will it happen?" is now being rapidly replaced by the constructive stress of "am I fully ready?" This is a positive stress, provided it is managed correctly and calmly. Use the energy of today's flash alert to double-check every one of your files, review your personal security measures, and center your thoughts. Panic and excessive speed lead to errors and potential loss. Calm, meticulous preparation leads to efficiency and success. The entire global system is rebooting, and so too should your strategic approach to this entire investment. In definitive summary, the events unfolding today are being universally described as massive, historic, and urgent in their implications. The comprehensive bank system reboot is the essential technical foundation for the Dinar and Dong rate flip. It is the active catalyst that officially transforms these currencies from speculative holds into recognized, tradable assets. The key takeaways for every holder are simple but absolutely vital. Preparation is non-negotiable. Verification is the confirmed next major step. Responsible, measured action will protect you from potential scams, and patience is still required as the technical rollout converts into an operational reality for all. This is the precise moment where the rubber meets the road. We are all witnessing a significant milestone that reflects years of extensive geopolitical and economic development. The revaluation is not some form of financial magic. It is the direct result of confirmed economic progress in Iraq and Vietnam, finally being codified and integrated into the global banking software. The system reboot is the final, definitive acknowledgement of that progress. For the individual holder, it is the ultimate validation of a long-term investment thesis. The opportunity is real, the technical mechanism is now active, and the potential impact is genuinely transformative. We appreciate you tuning in to the Iraqi Dinar Today latest news for this immediate breaking update. If this comprehensive report has helped clarify the critical situation regarding the system reboot and the necessary steps for preparation, please remain fully engaged with our channel for all further developments. The situation is fluid and highly technical, and we will continue to bring you the most accurate, verified, and up-to-date information as it immediately becomes available. Stay calm, stay informed, and ensure your documentation is ready. We are all watching history unfold in real time. Prepare yourself, act responsibly, and be ready for what comes next.